Hei alle sammen. Pakket i plast tema for oss. Og jeg kan begynne med å presentere meg selv. Ingun heter jeg. På 1980-tallet skrev jeg en doktorgrad om friluftsliv i skjæringspunktet mot kulturminnevern. Og jeg har jobbet de siste 25-30 årene mest med klær og med forbruk. Og jeg var en del av det prosjektet som ble nevnt før i dag med Forskning om friluftsliv som en del av problemet eller en del av løsningen. Så friluftsliv har vært en del av min forskerkarriere i svært lang tid, selv om jeg er mest kjent for å jobbe med klær.
Hello, I'm Kate. I have written 3 books about clothing and nature and 2 more about nature relations and design. And I guess for more than 15 years I've been working with Ingun in different projects. And I think I probably say, like many people in this room, that I feel my best self when outdoors. And in Norway, I've been outdoors on foot, on skis, very badly. I've been in a rowing boat, in a sailing boat, in a kayak, and even on a spark. And I have to say that I guess this incredible country that you have is an opportunity to begin to think about things differently. Okay, next slide. Yeah.
The things we present is part of 2 projects. Both of them are from the Research Council in Norway. It's called Reduce, and the other one is called Wasted Textiles. And you can also see what we are presenting more as starting like a pre-study. And the thing that we are working with is the plastification of our daily life, and more specifically, the plastification about our clothing. And what I am showing to you here is actually the development of the production of plastic compared to the production of natural fibers in the world. And the red one is the synthetics, the oil. And as you can see, polyester alone is now bigger than all the natural fibers. And our biggest problem in the area of clothing and textiles is the growth. It's more and more clothing, and we are not able to use them up. And this problem we wouldn't have without plastic, because we don't have that much other fibers. So plastic and the plastification of clothing and other parts also of our daily life is actually not only a problem in itself, because plastic is a problem, but also a big part of the other problem, and that is the growth, all the things that take space and need attention. Sorry to say, if you look at our clothing, the clothes used in friluftsliv are much worse than the rest. More plastic and also more heavy chemicals. So the problem we are dealing with here is plastification and growth problem. And then it's not only, of course, a problem, but because, as you know, we have been reaching higher and faster and more secure with easier bags and backpacks and everything because of the plastification. This is something I think all of us agree upon. It has given us something. But it also gives us problems. And what we are now trying to do is to ask a question, not only about all the things that this is giving us, but also what it doesn't give us, or put another way, how friluftsliv without plastic might also give something else. And then, Kate?
Yes. So for this short presentation, we did some field work. And we had some collaborators. As you can imagine, they were, of course, the mountains and the lakes and the birds And the human collaborators in particular was the company called Ulu. There we worked with Ronnie and Sophia. They are a small company based in Vogo. And they have a natural tannery, and they use traditional methods to work mainly, I think, with reindeer, but with a range of other skins and animals. And they make clothing without any synthetics in there, no synthetic fibers. And so our method here, Ingun and I wore these pieces, and we went hiking in the mountains around Vogo, and we used ourselves as research subjects, writing autobiographically, drawing on emotions, feelings, I think the body, what the body felt and was like in these spaces, and also on ideas. And so we were drawing on many ways of knowing. And yes, over to you, Ingun.
Yes, and we will give you 4 examples of the findings, and we will start by seeing, using our eyes. And this is a picture of the 2 of us, Sophie from Ulu and me. And looking at the picture, all picture, I would say, of nature and people doing friluftsliv, it is both people, our clothing, and also our surroundings. And in this picture, I don't know if you see it like me, but we are in a way, this picture, I think, a part of the picture. We are a part of the rest on this picture. But this, what you see here, is just a detail of another picture that was taken, a bigger one. This is a detail. And now you will see the whole picture. It looks like this. And I don't know if you can see it, but in my mind, it's like this is much more normal. But it changed something. It changed something, not only the human that you're looking at, but also how the rest is like becoming a background differently than in the other picture. And I think this way of looking at pictures of friluftsliv and whether the nature is like a contrast or that we are a part of a bigger picture, that is possible to start to think about. The next example we will give is about feelings. And I wanted to use this example especially because one of the most poisonous clothing we have, you know, is the Gore-Tex, the breathing materials. And the reason why we have them is because they are making a barrier towards water. So the water is out. And then hopefully let the water, the humidity from our body go through. This is in theory. In practice, you know, it's sometimes quite different. But anyway, this is from our trip, and I am dressed in fur and all skin. And I notice how my clothes used another kind of technique, you could say, to keep the water out. Instead of being waterproof, it actually leads the water. And that is another technique of staying dry and quite interesting. And the other one is my knee wet and warm. And then it shows something about that water is not only unpleasant, it's also pleasant. And to be wet is actually something you can like. And that this with being dry all the time or thinking you will keep dry is also keeping something out. So to feel the rain on the skin might be pleasure, not only danger or unpleasant. Mm. And then, Kate, it's your turn again.
Yeah. So I wore this reindeer jacket, And I'm going to read you my excerpt from my autobiographical writing, just so you get a flavour of what we were sort of thinking. So I'm wearing a skin jacket made from reindeer hide and tanned with bark. It's light on my body, on my shoulders and arms, and it fills my nose with the scent of animal. The scent is big, strong, and heavy. In contemporary culture, so obsessed with cleanliness and fragrance, this is an odour of significance. It's a jacket that's marked in a way that synthetics never are, by a body that gave up its skin, its life, by a heart of blood, by the flex and taint of muscle. And then the question, does friluft have a smell?
Yes. Then,
Oh yes, and it's me again. So I guess that we would all recognize that the sound of much outdoor living gear, we don't have a good word for friluft in English, so that's a rough approximation. So the sound of this gear is rustling. It's like a crisp bag. It's the brush of fabric on fabric, and it makes it almost impossible to hear anything other than your own self. And I guess that environmental philosophers would say that that is part of the problem. So then another question, I guess, is what would it take to dress in order to hear more of the world? Or maybe put another way, to hear ourselves less. And I guess we are all sure too that synthetics are some of the worst offenders in this regard. And so we're almost at the end. I have no idea of the time, but we can keep going. Okay. So Ingun posed the question at the beginning about what we've lost from pulling on almost a full outfit of synthetics. And I guess maybe to draw some threads to a clothes, we choose synthetic fibres and the garments that they're made from because they're an impenetrable membrane. And they are a material of protection. They're also a material of control and, to a great extent, a material of separation. This, you could argue, is a manifestation of a way of being in the world where we keep the world at arm's length. And ironically, of course, that many of the pieces that we wear when we go outdoors, they cannot let nature in. And so it's not like you should never wear synthetics. That is not the intention, I guess. But it's synthetics, waterproofs, whatever it is, with awareness of their consequences, their effects, and also this bigger story of control and separation and of the ecological impacts of the things that we wear. Okay, I think we're almost at the end. We just wanted to...
then I would say that we are working with clothes, and this is our website. So everything we have, the projects and us and everything is on this website. And we are also doing something with clothes on this conference, and Kate can just shortly say that.
Yeah, in an attempt to gather some more insight from you all, because obviously we are all sort of learning in this process, we've set up a small photo booth where we invite you to write some thoughts about clothing and nature on a little sign and then be photographed wearing it. It's just in the foyer, and I'm going to be here staffing the booth over the next couple of days. So please come and share your thoughts with us.
Så da håper jeg dere vil gjøre det. Kate vil være der, og jeg vil være med og høre på konferansen.